In the last two legs of the roof of the World Odyssey, the riders took on extremely hostile riding conditions in the Himalayan regions of Ladakh, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. But now, they have an even bigger challenge on their hands. Riding through Nepal, home to the highest Himalayan mountains and the legendary region of Mustang. For the first time ever, one man and his friends have set out to conquer this mighty mountain range on the Bajaj Dominar. Witness their journey as they take on one of the toughest riding conditions in the world. 15,000 kilometers at 17,000 feet across 3 countries. Welcome to the Bajaj Dominar Roof of the World Odyssey. Back in New Delhi after a grueling ride through Uttarakhand, Sarath needs to prepare himself and the bike for what could be the most challenging leg of the Odyssey, Nepal. Joining Sarath, an experienced new rider, Gourab Das.
This is my bike. As you guys can see that I have a tank bag here, then I have a saddle bag, then I have an additional tail bag. Sarath, shall we move?
Yeah, let's go.
Their Dominars locked and loaded, the guys headed towards Bageshwar. Soon, the riders were in the middle of the Binsar Wildlife Sanctuary.
Looks ideal for bears, leopards and the likes. Oh, that's a jackal. That's a jackal. That's a jackal. That's a jackal.
After an exciting encounter with the wild, the riders made it to Bageshwar.
So running beside me is river Sarayu, pristine and absolutely clear. What a fabulous location to be at. The river Sarayu taking a 180-degree bend.
Their next destination was the Nepal border.
We have started from Chowkuri and we are heading towards Banbasa, which is the border to Nepal.
As they made their way to Banbasa, the riders faced a familiar challenge, another landslide.
People are stuck here for more than 1.5 hours. 1, 2, 3 and there is one more there. 4 JCBs are walking.
But despite the trouble, they managed to ride past it and make it into Nepal.
Oh yes, so we are officially in Nepal. So this is the immigration office. So I have become Angutha Chap today.
Angutha Chap.
And doing Daya and doing
Baya. Finally we are welcome to Nepal. The last 40 kilometers was like brilliant. We were gunning it, 120, 130 at some stretches and like beautiful.
People all around are very helpful.
Excited to be in a new country, the riders geared up for a long ride. The plan was to make it to Kathmandu, the capital city. The ride was long but exciting. On their way, they came across the river Karnali.
This is one of the 3 major rivers in Nepal, originates from Kailash Mansarovar and flows through the entire Nepal. Look at this bridge. The bridge looks so wow.
The roads offered them with several exotic locations to cherish.
Can you guys see that? That is the first view of Himalayas in Nepal for us. गौरव, इंडिया से आ रहे हैं, पूरा हिमालयस घूम रहे हैं, क्या अपन मस्टंग जाना है?
Dominar.
हाँ.
Sound अच्छा रहा. Now welcome to Nepal.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Wherever the riders went, locals were curious to know about the ride and the machine. But all this made the riders push into the night.
It's 2:23 AM. finally made it to Kathmandu. We started somewhere around 6:30 in the morning and it's 2 a.m. right now, so it's almost a 20-hour day.
Kathmandu offered the riders not just a chance to prepare for the onward adventures, but also soak in the culture. They also got an opportunity to meet some old friends.
At this Genesis Cafe, and we are waiting to meet the great Asian Odyssey guys.
Spacecrafts have landed.
Hello.
What's up?
And Mr.
That's Maran, Gourab.
Odyssey ka milan.
Odyssey ka villain. Brilliant.
Good luck to you.
Nice.
Yep, that's Gaurab's bike. That's my bike. And we have Sanjog here. He is gonna be our guide. Sanjog, bhai, आज का plan क्या है? What are we doing today?
हम पोखरा
जाएंगे.
Refreshed with the Kathmandu experience and joined in by a local guide, the riders were ready to head to the most adventurous part of the entire journey, Mustang.
The weather is clearing up. I can see those clouds moving around. Walking in the colonial city of Bandipur.
After a brief stop at an old trading town, Bandipur, the riders dashed to Pokhara at the foothills of the lower Mustang.
First view of the Annapurna range. You get this view as soon as you leave Pokhara.
The ride to Tatopani is where the roads start to get worse.
The roads construction is in full swing. So you have patches where the roads are just freshly laid. There are patches where there are full-on gravel and slush. Then there are patches like this.
The riders soon encountered the second of the three main rivers of Nepal, the Kali Gandaki River.
Just look at the view behind me. We will have the company of this river in the entire Mustang region. Post Benny, the roads have turned completely horrific. It looks crazy.
After a punishing ride, Sarath and Gourab made it to Kalopani.
Morning everyone. Today we will enter the upper Mustang. Mustang जिला में यहालाई हार्दिक स्वागत गर्द छे. See, that's how easy it's in Dominar.
After starting early, the riders made their way higher.
We are belting at speeds of 70-75 also in this terrain because of this bike.
The view soon turned into beautiful barren mountains, a sight the riders had to stop and admire.
That's the typical structure in Upper Mustang. These are indeed the Grand Canyon of Nepal.
Upper Mustang turned out to be even more challenging.
So Sarath, how was the ride today?
15 kilometers of a climb with first gear. Broken road where there is no road. It's sand like powder. Though we had to do it on first gear because we had some luggage, the bike climbed effortlessly.
After a rough day of riding, the guys finally got some rest in Samar.
We are at 3,587 meters. There's an unplanned stop from yesterday. Samar. The bikes have been covered by the house owner here so that it doesn't have any issues because you could see frost on top of it. Right there. I want to see if my bike will start in one go. Beautiful place.
As they set out towards Low Manthang, they encountered what could possibly be the roughest terrain of the entire Odyssey.
That's the first climb. We are told we have 2 more of it.
The roads keep throwing new challenges for the riders.
High revs, slightly half clutch. That's what's gonna bring you home. The moment you let go of the throttle, you're going downhill.
No matter how tough the ride was, the man and the machine kept muscling through. Finally, they made it to the gates of Manthang. It was an emotional moment for both the riders.
Finally guys, you see that right? We have finally made it to Manthang. I'm really glad that we've reached here. The bike took me here, performed brilliantly. The power, the torque, the stability, the control, it was awesome. So 90% of the credit goes to the bike and 10% to me.
Who has said you need an adventure motorcycle to go to Upper Mustang? I think this is the right time for you to take a jump off the cliff. We have put 2 brand new Dominars to Upper Mustang with a very minor modification. We are here in Upper Mustang. This is a dream come true. I think I have tears coming out too.
After an overwhelming and emotional entry into Manthang, the guys decided to ride onward to the Nepal-China border, which turned out to be quite spectacular.
First Dominars which have made into this border. Congrats man!
Thanks man.
It has been an absolute amazing experience riding in Upper Mustang. Different terrains, but the bike performed brilliantly everywhere. The stability is fabulous.
Power that I needed, whenever I needed, it was right there. I think Dominar takes it that way.
The next day in Manthang, the riders encountered a local festival and of course enjoyed the local food and traditions. And before they knew it, they were back on the road. Riding a motorcycle downhill on such terrains is always more difficult than going up. The unforgiving terrain kept the riders quite literally on their toes.
So I'm riding right now beside that legendary wall of Gami. This is not on the main road, just a small trail.
The riders were thankful to be back on ground level once again, as they decided to have some fun on their Dominars. As they approached the Indian border, the riders came across the mighty Koshi, the last major river of Nepal.
That is the Koshi River side for you guys. It is known as Sorrow of Bihar. India is only 10 kilometers from here. This is my last sunset in Nepal. It has been an absolutely amazing journey in Nepal from the last 17 odd days. This machine, Bajaj Dominar, has taken me to places which I have dreamed from a very, very long time, and without any problem. The bike is fabulous. It has been an absolutely amazing experience. The people, the places, the food, everything has been fabulous in Nepal. So, see ya.
As Sarath and Gourab crossed the border into India and reached Siliguri, the third leg of the Odyssey came to its end. While Gourab will return home, Sarath will ride on with a new rider to the challenging northeast of India.